Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kary-Lee Love and this is another video. Okay, so you done? Okay. Alright, so if you saw the title, you know what we're talking about today. So, quick disclaimer, again, this is my opinion, this is my story, this is, you know, pure entertainment. I just wanted to do a little story time with y'all, explain a couple things, just to open up to you guys. And if you saw my welcome video, you know, this channel is pretty much just gonna be me talking about that is going on with me. So also, maybe TMI? Yeah, definitely TMI in this video, so. Oh, princess, you wanna go inside? Yeah. One moment. Okay, so. Why? Why now? I am, at the time, when me and my partner and I decided to start trying, I was 22, and he's like older, so he's like 25, 26, I don't know. He's gonna laugh at me when he sees this. I really don't care, but I was 22 and faced with some difficult decisions, to say the least. I always thought, like, at 25 I'll make the final decision if I want to have bio kids or if I really do just want to adopt and do other things. So certain things happened. This isn't a one thing led to another story. This is it hit the fan and I had to make decisions quick. We had to make decisions quick. It makes me so sad, honestly. I hate talking about this, so. Okay, so basically in 2018, in 2019, I had to get a surgery done. But no, let me slow down. In 2018, I wanted to become an egg donor. Let's start there, the very beginning of all of this that has led me to being pregnant now. I wanted to become an egg donor because in my last video I said, you know, I wanted to do other things. I didn't want to have bio kids. I wanted to help other couples that can't have kids, or I wanted to adopt, and I still do want to adopt. I don't think there still might be an opportunity for me to be a surrogate. I don't know. But anyways, I wanted to be an egg donor, and I was going through all the application processes, all the tests that they make you do. It is really intensive for you to become an egg donor. It's not something that's like glamorous. And here in the US, they make it kind of crazy. They make it kind of crazy expensive. So, obviously you have to get stuff like your pap done, you have to get an ultrasound done and all this. So I was trying to do all of this stuff as I'm doing the application, and I got my ultrasound done, and it comes back that they can't find my left ovary, and on my right ovary I had a huge cyst, pretty much. I don't have the exact measurements, I'm not gonna go get the paper. Just believe me, I saw the images, I read the reports, I went to all these doctor's appointments, and I just want this to be a story time. And so, little TMI section. Intercourse has always been painful, and I thought that was normal. I thought that was normal because your first time is painful. Like, they always warn girls, like, oh, the first time's gonna hurt, it's gonna suck, da 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 da. And it was painful, first time. But it never stopped being painful. It was painful in a different way because I have always kind of had cysts on my ovaries. I do not have polycystic, like PCOS, but I've always kind of just had like one pop in and out, I guess you can say, and you know, it's always been painful, and I thought that was normal. I honestly thought that was normal, and you know, when you're like a teenager, you're kind of just like whatever with your hormones, kind of raging with your hormones, you don't really pay attention to stuff like that. You just think it's normal. And I didn't really have, like, I had a few friends, but I never thought to bring something like that up. I don't know, it just never came up. So, you know, all this time, I thought it was normal. When my ultrasound results came back, this is why I'm telling you this. When my ultrasound results came back, and I go to my doctor's appointment, and they look at me, and they're like, are you, like, experiencing pain during sex? And it's like, yeah. So? Like, I really thought nothing of it. And they're like, you need to see a surgeon right now. Like, you need to schedule that right now. And it took me 3 months to schedule that appointment because I hate surgery. It freaks me out. The being put to sleep part freaks me out. I always have a huge panic attack going into it and coming out. I have a huge panic attack. It's not fun for me. It's not fun for any of the staff witnessing it because I literally go through such a and there's nothing I can do. There's really nothing I can do. Like, it's just something that has always freaked me out. So yeah, I did not want to go see no surgeon, but I was always like feeling pain around my ovaries, and I just thought, you know, this is like normal, maybe my period's coming or whatever, like all month long, all year long, I'm supposed to be feeling this is normal. It is not normal. Oh my gosh. If you are feeling pain, go to a doctor. That's all I'm gonna say. If I would have paid attention sooner, I would still have 2 ovaries. So, I go in, I talk to the woman who is my OB now, because she's awesome, and she's an OB, and she's a midwife, and she's a surgeon or whatever. So she's amazing. She does it all. So I go in, she looks at the ultrasound, she does a little exam, and she's like, we need to go in and explore and see what's going on. And I'm like, hey. So she's like, my staff will check with your insurance and they will call. I forced myself to do this because I have a good job. I have insurance now, which I live in the USA. So many of us don't have insurance and can't get things we need to get done because of it. So I was not going to be dumb and have insurance and not use it. So, but just that being said, so we schedule my surgery 2 weeks before I had to move, because I move every couple of years. It just so happened that I was gonna have surgery, recover for a week, and then that next weekend I was moving, and I couldn't help at all, but that's another story. I have the surgery, and there was a couple of things that they wanted to do an exploratory laparoscopy. I'm probably butchering that, but basically they make 3 incisions 1 on your belly button and 2 on each side of your ovary. After they stick a camera through the belly button incision to look around and see what's going on. When they put the camera in and they literally can't find my left ovary because it has been completely consumed by a dermoid, they're like, oh, that's probably why she's having so much pain. 1, we're not even on the other side yet. 2, and that's probably why they couldn't find it on the ultrasound. 3, they had to remove it, and my ovary was gone, and who knows how long my ovary had been gone for, but I had been just walking around with this bloated tummy and just pain because I had no idea. And my dog wants to come outside again. Because I didn't know any better. Or because I didn't know any better. And I have the pictures of this thing, but I'm not going to flash them just because they're intense. But I lost an ovary, y'all, and it was not fun. And, you know, so they had to do that. I have a pretty lengthy scar. It's probably like 1.5 inches long. 1.5 inches long? Yeah. Almost 2 inches long. Of them having to rip that monster out. And it ended up being a rare teratoma dermoid. It was full of hair and fat, which if you don't know what a teratoma is, go look it up and have fun. I'm gonna keep rolling. So they get to the other side, and ever since the first period of when I was like 11 or 12, when I had my first period, I always had a pain on the bottom of my ribs. Always. Since I can remember, I've always had that pain. And when it comes, like when I'm close to getting my period, the pain pops up and it gets really, really, really bad, and I just have to like hold my side, and it really freaking hurts. I had a cyst creeping up, full of liquid, just pushing up my organs and stuff, whatever's on the side, up to my ribs. Full of liquid. So they drain that, take the sac out or whatever, and it's a tinier incision on this one. And that's all that happened. I had on this side, on the right side. So I come out of surgery, and I'm so scattered, I'm sorry. But there were a few things they wanted to explore. My brain. There's a few things that they wanted to explore going into the surgery that they were telling me about. I have a history in my family of endometriosis, so they wanted to see, do you have endometriosis? They want to see, is it a dermoid? Is it just a bunch of cysts? You know, do you have PCOS? Like, there was things they just want to know. So they just wanted to go in. I don't have endometriosis. When I came out of surgery, I was so happy about that. I remember being like, they had to give me Valium because of my panic attacks right before the surgery because I was freaking out. And I remember them rolling me back into the room with my family, and I remember just being like, it's not endo, it's not, like, you know, being totally out of it, being so happy, because endo, there's no cure right now. It's just like managing your symptoms, and it sucks. It really freaking sucks. So I was really scared. That was half the reason why I didn't want to have the surgery, because I didn't want to know if I had endo. I really did not want to know. But I don't, and I'm so happy I don't, because I see firsthand what it's like to live with that, and it sucks. So Didn't have endo, but I that was a huge fear, and I did not prepare myself for losing an ovary. I mean, I told her if you have to take the whole ovary out, go ahead, because in my mind at that time, I still didn't want to have kids. So really, I'm like, they're not gonna let me donate my eggs because of this stupid cyst. Like, whatever, if you have to take it out, take it out. I just want to know what it's like to not be in pain, y'all. So that's where I was at mentally, was like, there's not supposed to be pain, get rid of it. Like, I was like, I'll sign away anything, like, take it out if you need to. So she was really happy that she didn't have to take both of them out, and that I don't have endo, but she was sad that, my surgeon was sad that I had to lose an ovary, because I was 22, like, this really sucks. Could you imagine? I mean, there are girls that are losing both ovaries, having full hysterectomies, you know, all kinds of stuff, because they couldn't get checked out because of something as stupid as insurance, or just because they're scared. You know, like, if you're feeling pain, please go get checked out. Please save your organs. You will not regret it, honestly. They told me it's gonna take 6 months to recover, and then you're gonna feel better. And I was so excited. I'm going through recovery, it's about to be 6 months, and pain is still there. It's honestly the same. So I was like, I need to get another ultrasound because something's wrong. I know something, I'm not freaking crazy. Something's wrong. I know something's wrong. They told me I was not gonna be in pain. I'm in pain on my right side now. What the hell's going on? So I have an ultrasound and a new dermoid has popped up. They wanted to confirm it, so I had an MRI done. And when I tell you, I'm like slightly claustrophobic, but even if I wasn't, frickin' MRIs are scary. They just are. They just are. And I'm like, I'm 5'3", so I'm pretty short, and even though I was going in feet first so that they could do a pelvic pelvic MRI, it was really scary. It was honestly really scary because they had to like pretty much stick me in there to, basically the machine came up to my forehead, like when they put me in. If you don't know what an MRI is or what the machine looks like, Google it. Oh my gosh. It was another dermoid. I still have it. And it's growing. Or, you know, it was growing. I just lost an ovary because a dermoid consumed it. So when I got this news, I broke down because I didn't think, you know, I thought I had already gone through this. I thought we were done. I thought, you know, I get to keep an ovary, my hormones are going to be regulated by this ovary, and I'll be fine. You know, I'm not going to be on synthetic hormones for the rest of my life. Like, that's something I was, you know, had come to terms with. Like, I'm great, I should be fine now. And getting that news that you have another dermoid and it is at the point where it needs to be surgically removed, yeah, I freaked out about it a bit, and it took me another, I have 3 meltdowns, 3 huge meltdowns about my situation before I schedule my appointments, and it pretty much takes me 3 months, so. I had my meltdowns, and I waited, and I went back, and I was like, so what are our options here, what are we doing? And I talked to my OB, and when she looked at that MRI report, this was my OB, my surgeon. You know, she's the one that had to take out my ovary. She saw firsthand. She's been with me through the start of this. her head just like fell between her legs. Like she was just like, I'm so sorry. But if we go in for surgery, I have to take your ovary out because there is no removing a dermoid this size. It with its location, it's the way she explained it to me, she said it is deep rooted in my ovary. So for it to be taken out would mean my entire ovary has to come out. And on my last dermoid, it was growing so big, it was creeping down my fallopian tube. So they had to take the whole fallopian tube as well, just to make sure that it wouldn't get to my uterus. That's so scary. And to think, 6 months you're gonna feel better, and then you don't, and you're right back in that chair of, I have to go through surgery again. And at 22, I was like, I thought I had time. Like, I thought now my choice is being taken away from me of getting to decide when I'm 25 if I really want to have kids or not, is what immediately popped into my head. So overwhelmed, 5 meltdowns later, I'm like, I go back in with my OB and I'm like, what if I try to get pregnant now? Is it safe? Is it possible? How much time do I have before my ovary is gone again? She said, you have a year. A year, and there could be complications to the pregnancy if determining on if the dermoid grows during your pregnancy or not. So while not being pregnant, my dermoid was growing. Obviously, freaking hurts. It burns. Honestly, it burns. Like sometimes it really burns. And having to make this decision at this time when I was like, no, I have time. And now, like, my clock, got cut in half with one ovary, and now it got cut down to a year. Five meltdowns later, I'm like, we're gonna try. Or I want to try. So I go to my partner, and I'm like, I think we should try. Given we had only been dating for a year, and we've only been dating for a year. I don't know, we moved in together after 4 months of being with each other, but we'd only been dating for a year, and now we're talking about having kids. But we're talking about having kids because of this special circumstance. So I need to wrap this up. This video is getting really, really long. I talked to him, and honestly, he wanted to have kids. If we had decided that we wanted to have kids together, he wanted to have kids before he turned 30. Now, he's in his mid-20s now, and I'm 22, so I'm like, oh, I want to wait till I'm 25 to figure that out, because I was thinking, like, late 20s for me to be pregnant and everything. But now, I'm like, I know we're in school and all, and we're working, but I think we should try now. So we decided to try, and it took us 5 to 6 months to get pregnant, but those were probably the longest 5 to 6 months ever. And if you watched my last video, like, you know, like I had given up by the time I did get pregnant. I freaking gave up, and that's when it happened. So yay! So kind of a happy ending, and then all of this virus stuff started spreading, so I'm like, this is like, this child is such a gift, and I am like on hyper mode to like, I cannot lose this baby. Can't lose this baby. I don't have any other time to get pregnant, so, you know. In closing, my OB did say that there is a chance, and it does look like, now that I am pregnant, that my dermoid has stopped growing, because all my hormones and everything's going to baby. So my dermoid looks stable, my ovary is good. I do have a second cyst that popped up, but she said that not to worry about it because it should go away as soon as the placenta kicks in, because that cyst is there to pump a certain hormone to keep the baby in place, basically, is what she said. And so cool. So she said as soon as the placenta kicks in, that cyst will go away and you'll just have the dermoid, and the dermoid looks like it's not growing right now, so this is good. This is good. She goes through this food plan and she goes, you know, I don't want you standing up too quick because you are at risk of your ovary turning, and then we would have to rush you into surgery to take your ovary out. So rest as much as possible, get up slowly. Your condition is very, I pretty much have to be babied, so. Yeah, so that's why I decided to get pregnant now, because, you know, life threw so many things at me, and, you know, you just gotta make lemonade, I guess. So, if you made it this far, thank you so much. If you have any questions, ask. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and I will see you guys on the next video.